Here we go again. We're back, and it's time for the most important chapter in this entire game. Awakening. Yep, that's right, folks. This game is named after this chapter. Or vice versa. But yeah, this is really strange. They're just walking through a nice field, and this is Crom's coming of age event where he becomes the true king. But it's kind of a not super memorable chapter for being the same one as the title of the game. Like, it's just a field. Just a field with monsters. I don't even think they're real people that you're fighting against. Look at Tiki's stats. I think they're just they're monsters. I want to bring Flavia. So who's getting the bench? Sumia? Yeah. You would think that would be a more I mean, it's important what they're doing. They're upgrading Crom's sword, but the map is it's just a big open field. Come on, we can do better than this. We can do much better than this. So yeah, those enemies, they're here. By this point in the game, you're kind of just you're kind of trying to go through the motions. This game, to me, I love this game, but it loses so much steam towards the end. I don't know. This level is a boring letdown to me. There's just I don't even know what I would do different. I just wouldn't even have a chapter like this. A whole chapter dedicated to it to fighting nameless monsters and then getting some sword blessing or something. It just doesn't feel really like you're it doesn't feel like you're really having like a important decisive battle. But I think a big part of that, I guess, is the fact that none of these enemies that you're fighting against have any kind of names or faces or stories or reason for being here. For all we know, these guys don't even know what they're doing. But yeah, so anyway, my plan is just to pair up and move forward with the strong units as usual. And like most of these chapters in Awakening, they just start swarming you. So we'll see if we can get Frederick and Olivia to dance and do all that stuff. Tiki is going to continue to just obliterate anyone that comes her way. Forged weapons or not, with her little buddy Anna. And Donald too. He's here. He's still rocking. I try to get the ones that these Valkyrie are always good to kill. So yeah, they're just the story might explain what they are, but they're just guardians or something. Or are they risen? I don't know. Okay, so Morgan, nice, is in need of a second seal, but I smartly brought one. Look at Tharja's Nosferatu stock. And I found that, yeah, the Meyer tome can be kind of nice to have. So Flavia is good. She is good. That much is true. But she's not Tiki tier or Ducky tier. And there are reinforcements, of course, but this isn't... Yeah, this is a route map. So We just kind of have to hurry and soak up as many of these enemies as we can. Yeah, I don't know why. The beginning of the game, I find the maps a lot more compelling for the most part. The first part of the story in general, the when it's Gangrel as the enemy, I find it would have been so much more of a meaningful game, I think, if it was more about, if like Gangrel was this guy and he was going around and he actually did some stuff. He managed to like to cause some actual damage, and he was gaining power and things were looking bleak. And we continue to have maps where we're actually fighting the opposing army. That's what those kind of Fire Emblems are what I like. When you start to get to the point where you're just fighting these like thoughtless guardians and stuff like that, it just feels like a chore almost, because it's just not. And there's no villages, there's no people that are hoping the war will end or whatever. There's no generals trying to make names for themselves. I mean, we had the guy with the mustache and Excellus. That's it. But they were cartoony. So I don't know. It doesn't have to be super serious either. It doesn't have to be like everything. It doesn't have to be like something that's not enjoyable per se, but just not too cartoony. So did he have an elixir or concoction? Must have had an elixir. And I'm still wielding Hector's axe for some reason. But yeah, if I had to do a map like this where you go through some awakening ritual, wouldn't it would, I guess it kind of makes more sense like in Fire Emblem 7, how they do it with the legendary weapon, where just the protagonist like Hector or Eliwood and one other person, I think, they go through a trial. Like, this would make sense if it was just you could only pick Chrom and one other unit. Of course, you'd probably pick the Avatar, but maybe this map you couldn't pick the Avatar. And it's just Chrom and one other unit, and you have to go through a trial, and it's like an interesting map. That's just not just a big wide open space. That would make for more of a meaningful ritual, don't you think? But this is just them going through a field killing monsters. That's wow. When Ducky doesn't get a crit. They're rallying. That's adorable. So yeah, Tiki has to get in. I have to position her. Look at this one shot. So yeah, this could have been. It's maybe they were. I mean, I guess they couldn't. It's kind of like in the Marvel movies. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're those indie movies about the comic book characters and the cartoon characters. Let's reclass into a manakete. They tried to trick me into making her a Grandmaster. I don't think so. Can Grandmasters use Dragonstone Plus? Can Grandmasters get... Look at those stats. 50 defense with her Dragonstone Plus. That's pretty good. 47 speed. 51 strength. Holy moly. But yeah, in the Marvel movies, like, it's cool when they're when the stakes are so high and they're like fighting hordes of aliens and stuff, but sometimes it's more interesting to have those street level characters that don't have crazy superpowers. They're like slightly more advanced than your average person, like Captain America, but they're not shooting lasers or flying through space or anything like that. That's what I like, those maps in Fire Emblem where you're not, and this is kind of an old a thing about old Fire Emblems that I don't think maybe is going to be in the new ones coming forward, but like where the Lord or the Avatar is just like a regular person with decent to bad skills. I don't think the Lord should be bad or super weak, but they don't have to be super awesome. Like Marth, I always found pretty decent. But yeah, I almost enjoy it more when it's not, when the stakes aren't so high, where the universe isn't going to be destroyed and consumed by a dragon, but it's just this. It's kind of like, maybe a group of fighters, an army that are fighting another army, something like that. Two countries at war. Like this just could have been Elise versus Plegia, and they're just fighting, and that would have been great. But they had to have the time travel element and Grima and the Risen, and fantasy elements are definitely okay, but you don't have to go. If you're going to get into the point where you just have hundreds of, where you just have the faceless, the hordes of unnamed creatures, like in Fates 2, all those the zombies from what's the Forgotten Kingdom? What's that area called? I'm blanking on the name. There's Noor and Hoshido and what is the? Ooh, with Luna. Oh, that would have done 8 damage. What is the reservation or the Revelation world called? What is Vala? Vala. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Vala. Yeah, that in Fates and Hoshido and in Reservation. Why do I keep saying reservation? Fire Emblem reservations. You and the army try to get seated at a world-class restaurant on a busy Friday night. Trust no one. But yeah, the soulless kind of zombie enemies you fight in the Fates games are no different. It's just like I get so bored fighting those. It's so much more exciting to fight actual armies. Why can't you just be fighting actual armies at the end? They always have to be possessed or zombies, faceless, risen, whatever. I'm trying to think. Yeah, in the first Fire Emblem game, you're fighting against actual people and some manaketes. And manaketes are okay because they're not like they're not possessed, or they're not just drones. And the enemies you fight, they're just regular guys, aren't they? In the first Fire Emblem, and then in Echoes. In Echoes, I guess there's a lot of possession going on there too. Possessed enemies are probably my least favorite, because it's not even them you're fighting, and it's like they can't be held accountable for what they're doing, so it's like it makes them a lot less you don't hate him as much as like as a genuinely bad guy. Like if you ever watched the Game of Thrones, it was that series that was 7 seasons and then abruptly ended. Joffrey, the prince, like that was, to me, that was a great villain because he was just so hateable. And a villain I don't think has to be that hateable, but that definitely makes it. It just makes it so exciting when the villain is that hateable. They can be relatable too, but it doesn't have to be they're relatable because they're being tricked, or they're relatable because they're being possessed and they're really decent. They could just be relatable because they have actual human kind of desires. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, that's these faceless monsters are the least relatable, the least exciting to fight against. And then there's just nothing there. But this map needs to happen for Crom. He's come a long way. Look at how that Cavalier is so hindered by the bushes. It's really not a good unit to have. Also, it's kind of funny how few mounted or horse-mounted units there are in Awakening that are like, you use Frederick a little bit, and then I don't think I use any other horse-mounted units. Can block the reinforcements and mired up. Nice shot. Mire is pretty cool. I forgot where I picked that up, but it's been very handy. Okay, so we got our reinforcements blocked, and we're making our way to the end. There might be, I think there's going to be a reinforcement coming out of that bottom right and that one. But other than that, we just have to dance. I should really turn dance animations off. Also, you see that waterfall in the background every time. I remember when Fates came out, how revolutionary it was to like have the battle take place exactly where you are on the map instead of like a generic location. They kind of do it with forts here, but in Fates it like really, it actually zooms into where you are in the map, and the background is based on that. It's really cool. I remember seeing that, and I was like, that is amazing that the 3DS has the power, the capabilities to do that kind of render out, that the whole map is like actually rendered, I guess. All right. Flavia, can you get something? Maybe if I mire, then Flavia can ask him a question. Nailed it. Can Flavia get the... Oh, no. Flavia. So, I guess she can... Maybe she'll crit. No? I could rally her, but that wouldn't be quite enough. Maybe. Oh, yeah, that is enough. And she gets a soul. And she gets a crit. Or no, that was another soul. Nice job. Alright, so we're still going to have to deal with the reinforcement. I think in the top right, or maybe we get a break this turn. Anyone need a physic? Gotta keep Morgan's HPs up. Tharja, there you go. There you go. How about I'll dance for Frederick? I really should turn off the dance animations. Oh my gosh, yep. Oh, at least they're gonna suicide, I think. No, I have Meyer equipped. Meyer's only 3 range. Can it ever counterattack, I wonder? Like if a longbow attacks a Meyer user, does that work? Alright, we gotta get to the boss, because the reinforcements are just gonna keep coming, aren't they? Trust Falchion? His hit rate is not that great. 89% against an axe user? What's up with that, Crom? Not cool. Was it well fought? I don't think so. I don't think that's right. Alright, Lucina's slowly making her way over. There we go. We still have to block this fort, I think. So Tharja, or oh yeah, I could second seal up Ducky. Keep his levels going. Let's try the Grandmaster class. That seems like a good class. So skill and luck and resistance have yet to be capped. Can it be done? Alright, Tharja. 70%. These guys are kind of dodgy. Uh-oh. Sairi, you're useless. Oh well, she improved her weapon level. Good on her. If there's another reinforcement, I swear. At least we can lure these guys out and get on with this. I am Physic? Let's keep Morgan's HPs up. What's the level? Oh. Decent level. Alright, how about we dance for Frederick? Olivia is trying so hard here to make an impression, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think she's going to be able to come out in time. Because I think the next map is way too dangerous for Frederick and Olivia. Oh my. Wow. Okay, well. Naga Nemesis, you will never. Is he saying Naga is my nemesis, or I'm Naga's nemesis, or he's Naga's nemesis? Luna. Impressive. Never. So yeah, I don't know whose side are these guys on. Oh, got some bullions. Okay, Tharja can reply back. She can respond in kind. Hey, is Vengeance gonna do something this time? 12. What? Oh, it only shows. It doesn't show how much damage I actually did. Come on, Dunal. Oh, good. He had a. He's not killing unless he crits. Look at that. Oh, they're actually going for Donald over Lucina? Counter. Yes. I love getting to see counter. That guy must not have been able to reach Lucina, because there's no way. Might as well Meyer. And she keeps hitting. Is 80 the max percent that Meyer can the hit chance can be? Weapon proficiency. As if Tharja needs any practice. Might as well start getting some. It should be done after this turn. Good, good shot with your harpoon, Lucina. All right, so Ducky can get this. And I got a weapon proficiency, even though I have mastered my craft. Oh boy, I keep yawning. When you're yawning during a Fire Emblem map, that is not a good sign. Alright, this is a perfect kill. Good. Exactly, Crom. And Tiki can end this right here. So get it over with, Tiki. Let's put this map out of its misery. Man. That is... Oh, it's over. It's over. That was 6 turns, and it felt like a lot more than 6 turns, didn't it? And we're in some temple. Who? What's the point of having this big open temple right here? Especially when Naga's like a ghost. And there's no one here. Okay, so Naga bought the Fire Emblem from Crom. She had the winning bid. She sniped it on eBay. And Crom wanted to personally deliver it. Never do this, by the way. Never meet up with somebody that you buy something from on the Craigslist or the eBay. So Naga is a ghost. And she can't help us, but she can bless the falchion. Remember when the this role was filled by a wizard, like Godo and what's his name? Athos. Now this role is filled by a dragon woman ghost. Times have changed, haven't they? Alright, well, the Rainbow Mountain is finally conquered. Anna and Tiki are continuing to become friends. And Anna wants to exploit Tiki and sell her scales and stuff and make a sideshow attraction of her. So that's very Anna. Look how big Anna is compared to Tiki. That's interesting. Why is Anna so tall? Or is Tiki small? Or is it both? That seems likely, actually.
Yes.
But either way, Ducky is shorter. So yeah, Anna.
Cha-ching.
Is Tiki getting a share of the profits? What does Anna want to do with all the money anyway? Is she like, she want to buy a cool car? So, Basilio and Flavio are apparently in their 40s, which is pretty cool. They're in great shape for their 40s. Back when I was 40, this was 17 years ago,
Come on in.
I would have killed to be in as good shape as Basilio. Now, I'm in a fraction of Basilio's shape. But I think I'm doing pretty good for a 57-year-old. So I think we're just about done here. We just have that next map where we fight Versa again. I think for the last time. And we're chasing it. That's the path to Grima's back. But we don't know that yet. So we're going to be probably just using our strong units to avoid getting the mediocre ones killed. Because that would be a shame. Anyway, I do hope that you enjoyed. And I hope that you have success on eBay too. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Goodbye.